Let's talk today, Simon Watson, about the zones, but not so much about offensive zone, defensive zone, neutral zone. We've covered that in the past, but let's think more vertically and lanes. What does that mean for players?
Well, you've obviously got your right winger, your center, and your left winger filling each respective lane. What you want to try and do offensively is create some confusion on the defense. If you switch lanes, it creates a little bit, some identification if you're a defender, who you pick up when players switch lanes. So that's something that you want to stress to your players. Let's not have all three in one lane. That's easy to defend. We call that blanket hockey in youth hockey, where you're able to put a blanket over top of everybody. That's not the case here in pro hockey, where you want to try and generate some offense using those lanes.
Okay, so one of the things I think that could be confusing for fans is that the right wing isn't necessarily on the right side every time. He's not necessarily in that lane. So sometimes it can be tough to identify who is playing what position too, but that has to do with lanes and where you're going, right?
Definitely. You line up on the right side if you're a right winger. You could be a left shot right winger. You see that a lot with Danny Correale for the Mavericks. But like you said, it doesn't necessarily mean you're always up the right side. There is a lot of transitioning between lanes and trying to create that confusion on the defensive side.
And how much of that is set plays and planned, and how much of that is improv?
A lot of it is read and react type stuff, where a guy might call for a switch. We call it a tuck and drop, or a drop and tuck, or a cut and tuck. There's lots of different terminology for it, but if you change lanes, you need to fill that lane. If you vacate one lane, the other guy fills it. It's basic hockey.
No different than that defenseman coming up into the offensive zone and maybe one of the wingers or even the center needing to be able to come back to the blue line to help with the defense.
Exactly. Covering for each other. You don't want to send too many people in one area at one time. It's very easy to defend.